Matt Bone. Gabe Johnson from Felch, Michigan out there in the number 25. Bill Berger from Reedsville, Wisconsin. Another Yamaha in the field is number 75. From Port Byron, Illinois, the number 98 Yamaha is Blake Enlow. Seth Lockstein is out there in the number 17. 37 is Zach Yonke. Addison Neibel will be out there in the number 3, coming all the way from Cameron, Missouri. From South St. Paul, Minnesota, it's the 4x4 Barbie herself, Pleasant Cook. In the number 88X, from Balsam Lake, Wisconsin, it's Jordy Reed. And rounding out the field of 23 cars, Justin Tesmer in the Yamaha. He's from Little Swamico, driving the number 80. 23 of these cars ready to take this green flag.
Yeah, 23 fast cars. There's CJ Greaves on that inside. Jeremy Houle in that Artie Cat in that 54. Don't count out Robert Loire. He's always fast here in the Champ Off-Road Series.
Absolutely had his first win here at ERX a few weeks ago.
Here we go, Shane, coming to the green flag. Looks like they put quite a bit of water on the track. With 23 cars, it should dry out fairly quickly. Looks like Houle's really set the pace. He's just waiting on it, you'll see.
Yeah, very patient pace here by Jeremy Houle, our pole sitter.
Yeah, you'll see 2 orange cones on the outside. They didn't waste any time. Houle takes off.
Great jump by Jeremy Houle. He'll lead Greaves, Loire, Waz, and all the rest down into turn number 1.
Here comes Loire to that inside, trying to get by. I think that's CJ Greaves. It is on the inside. CJ will have the preferred line. Look at all that water.
You can see a lot of water on the top of this track surface, Brent. That's something else to keep an eye on.
The positive thing for Jeremy Houle, he's out front. He don't have to waste any kind of tear-offs going through that Fox Shock rhythm section here coming up. Going through those split lanes, really shiny on the bottom side.
First time into Talladega Turn, it's Houle, Greaves, Loire, Waz, and all the rest. Still pretty much bumper-to-bumper traffic all the way back through the field. Our top 3, though, starting to separate just a little bit as they go up Ziegler Cat Hill.
Yeah, CJ Greaves, he really didn't want to stay up on the back side of Jeremy Houle. You don't want to eat all that roost in the beginning parts of this race. You only put so many tear-offs on your visor.
Yeah, and these races are long, so he'll have his opportunities. He just wants to wait, maybe let the track come to him as well. Loire looking really strong in third in that Polaris Razor.
So it's Houle, Greaves, Loire, and Waz, your top 4 in that 41. CJ Greaves now buttoning up the back. Oh, we got a car that looks like Wood. Matt Wood in the number 19.
Yeah, missing a right rear wheel there, Brent, so tough break for Matt Wood.
Here's Loire now going through the split lanes into that Fox Shock rhythm section. Going to that inside is Houle and Greaves. He's not letting him go. A little mistake by Houle.
Loire trying to run that outside line through Talladega, but yeah, Greaves right on the back bumper now of Houle as they go up the Ziegler Cat Hill. Good clean lines by both of our front 2 drivers here.
Oh, it looks like they might be a little off the pace.
Yeah, yellow flag coming out.
Yeah, yellow flag. Yeah, it looks like we might have a wheel on the track itself. So Jeremy Houle, that lead has just shrunk. But CJ, he was kind of running a half a line off of Jeremy Houle. He doesn't want to stay, like I said, into that roost. So he had a little bit of breathing room. As you see that tire, the wheel is definitely bent, the cause of our caution here this afternoon.
So our running order on track, actually the top 4 are the same top 4 that were lined up on the grid. It's Houle out front, Greaves second, Robert Loire third, Scott Waz is 4th. Then it's Luberg, Letourneau, Zakowski, Holger, Dressel, Klaus, and all the rest.
You see that tire out on the racetrack, Shane, and definitely you see Matt Wood coming in, so I'd expect it to be his tire, so his day is definitely done. But Houle, very quick. This afternoon, that Speedworks Artie Cat going through that fast 180 turn. A lot of different damage that we've seen throughout today's action. A lot of people trying to outbrake one another, and you try to want to give each other room, but on the last lap, Shane, you really never want to give up that little bit. So you try to stay to the inside, but you take a chance of blowing that turn.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the hot spots. We've also seen a lot of experimentation, and we're going to talk about this a few more times still today. Experimentation with crossing over between the 2 split lanes. So since the last time we were here for rounds 1 and 2, they added a second split lane through Talladega Turn. But in between the first split lane that you can see our cars going through now and that second split lane, there's a rhythm section, the Fox Whoops, that our pace car is entering now. All those drivers have the option to cross over at this point if they prefer to.
Yeah, definitely, and it's really sketchy. I was talking to Kyle Kleiman on the break, and he just said he really loves that split lane, but you never know who's behind you. It's a chance you're willing to take. At the same time, as they got it marked off, you see that white chalk that they put down in between so you can get an idea. You don't want a 50-50 grind that. You'll be losing 3-4 spots at a time.
Yeah, you talk about a driver taking the chance to move over from one side to the other through that rhythm section. You're really putting a lot of trust in your spotter to make sure that it's all clear when you're moving over.
Yeah, definitely. Jeremy Houle now, he's going to try to reset himself. He had a good pace going. And CJ Greaves running in that second spot. Remember that red plate, if you're wondering why that's on the car, and that number 33 is last year's champion in 2019, trying to defend that title. But guys like Loire and Matt Wood that fell out, they were looking to try to take him off that top pedestal.
Yeah, as it stands right now, CJ Greaves is leading points here in Pro Stock side-by-side. A pretty comfortable lead, but the battle for second on back to fifth is really tight between Luberg, Zakowski, Loire, and Letourneau. But Houle's trying to change that right now with a strong run here in round number 6, trying to get back into the thick of that points chase.
There's Scott Waz all the way down to Letourneau, like you were saying. There's Johnny Holger in the field. The kid, you can't say enough about him.
Yeah, Dressel made it up pretty far toward the front. He started back in 13th, so a good run for Dressel out of Sturgeon Lake, Minnesota in that Polaris. Looks like we're getting things sorted. So 88 apparently has some radio issues. So we're having to give him analog messages about where he should be in line here for our restart.
Yeah, they're going to get him all squared back away, and looks like someone will be going down to get something figured out into the hot pits. Try to get a camera on that. He's going in trying to get something fixed, so...
I believe that's Jordy Reed in that number 88 car.
Yeah, not a good sign anytime you go off the track here in the beginning parts of this race. And Jeremy Houle, he's back underway. Richie Kuloff going to collect the field one more time. We're only a lap into this race, 12 laps to be exact. This time around for Pro Stock, also Pro Mod later on. We'll be running 12 laps, and you get into Pro Light, Pro 2, Pro 4. We're going to run 12 in Pro Light and 14 in Pro 2 and Pro 4. So that is a lot of laps. We talk about Pro 2 and Pro 4 so much. We've seen such great battles go on, Shane. I cannot wait till that Pro 2 and Pro 4 race. But right now, we are watching Pro Stock side-by-side racing. Richie Kuloff pulling off the side of the track. We're about to go back green. It's Jeremy Houle, CJ Greaves, and Robert Loire, your top three.
Let's see if Jeremy Houle and that number 54 Speedworks machine can get another good run off this restart. Looks like Greaves able to hang with him this time, and again, the top three running away from the rest of the field a little bit as Loire looking outside on Greaves.
Yeah, look at Loire. Totally different setup for Loire. He's going to go the long way around. If that cushion's there, he's trying to make it past stick around CJ Greaves.
Now Loire's going to the right-hand lane in the split lane. He's ahead of Greaves for now, but Greaves has the shorter line through the left-hand side.
Yeah, Loire, he lost a lot of ground right there. Here we go. Scott Waz to the inside. Multi-time winner Scotty Waz in the 41, going to take that spot away.
Strong run by Waz there, but here comes Loire back on the outside. Loire's going to be on the inside as they head for Ziegler Cat Hill and slides back in front of Waz. Great driving there by Robert Loire.
We call that a slide job here in Champ Off-Road. He made that perfect. Waz trying to look on the way through, coming through K-corner.
Yeah, still Houle, Greaves, Loire, Waz, Luberg now into the top five as well. We saw a good strong run from Luberg mixing it up in the top five yesterday in round number 5. Yeah, toward the hairpin, and Loire is looking for that outside line through the hairpin once again, Brent.
Well, I can see what he's doing. Nobody else wants to go there, so he's trying to stay a little bit wider to create his own line. He figures by the halfway point, if nobody else goes, he'll make that work as Berger in that 75. He's off.
Back out front, our battle for first, second, and third. Everybody taking that inside line through the split lane. You see Letourneau further back going way outside.
You see that little plastic coming out of the back of CJ Greaves? That's a tear-off. He's ripping those off left and right, trying to get to the back door of Jeremy Houle. Just trying to push through. Ziegler Cat turn. Now they're heading into K corner. Coming by what will be the finish line.
3 laps down, 9 laps to go here in Pro Stock side by side. Houle stretching his lead just a little bit on Greaves.
You see CJ, he's really setting up wide on that outside of that little valley turn, heading into the back. Watch, he's trying to stay a little bit wide, like I said, to get that apex. You don't want to come in too tight because you're going to blow the turn. And there's Loire.
Yeah, Loire again trying that outside line. Like you said, it looks like he's trying to make his own race line out there as Greaves might have a run here on Houle.
Yeah, Greaves button up the back, coming in the Fox Shops rhythm section, going through, just doubling in. Look at that, outside, inside, get that run. Can he button up side by side? Here we go. Cooper Tire flyaway.
About a car length apart as they head for Ziegler Cat Hill. That right-hander going up the hill. Neither one gaining on the other one.
Oh, it looks like we have another caution. Somebody has turned around right in front of our flag stand, Shane. You'll see coming into our camera.
Yeah, that's the number 80 car. Justin Tesmer, he started all the way at the back and was trying to work his way forward, so tough break for Tesmer as he's got some front-end damage. We're going to take a look here.
Yeah, he definitely got a little help. Somebody come across,
a lot of help
he hit
there.
That K-rail hard. And he bent his tie rods. You've seen those tires go facing one another once again. We've seen that earlier. Not a good day. You can't drive that car when it's like that.
So we will reset once again. Jeremy Houle. This will be the 3rd time this race starts, so see if Houle can maybe get another great jump. He is your current leader as it stands. Greaves is 2nd, Loire 3rd, then it's Waz, Luberg, Letourneau, Holcher, and a whole bunch of other really fast guys from there on back. So still a long way to go in this one.
Yeah, definitely Houle. He doesn't want to see this. He got in that groove again, and anytime you're out front of CJ Greaves, you're doing the right thing. And in that 54 ride, that Arctic Cat is really handling the moguls well. He's going into that 180. He's being protected on that inside, but CJ, he's been trying to go a little bit wider, as you've seen Loire try to make that work. So keep an eye on that 180. We might see some good passes here in the second half.
Based on what I've seen out of Loire in that hairpin, I'm thinking that Loire is looking for as dry track as he can possibly find. So this might actually benefit Loire that this track is getting some time to air out a little bit, let this Minnesota breeze flow over it a little bit. Maybe Loire is set up for a dry track, so that's something to keep an eye on as well.
Yeah, definitely. He's really hoping for that wind to just keep on sailing through here at ERX Motor Park, because definitely you can see the track. There's no standing water. If you look right there, there's a bunch of tear-offs sitting there in the split lanes. Guys have been going through them like water because it's just been that tough to work their way through here at ERX Motor Park. Can't say enough about the track crew, though. Doing a phenomenal job just to keep this track together, race in and race out.
Yeah, now would be a good time to give a good bit of recognition, too, to our track safety crew that's out there. And when you see a car get stalled somewhere and you see the guys jump out of the pickup truck and put them on the hook, all those guys are out here. They're wearing the fire suits all day in this heat that we're having here this afternoon.
Can't imagine.
And one of those guys, Whitey Brownell from Crandon, it's his birthday, so happy birthday to Whitey Brownell. Thanks for all you do for Champ Off-Road, you and the rest of the guys.
Yeah, great group of guys, been around for a long, long time, just always at Crandon, Bark River, and all the hosts of other tracks here at ERX Motor Park. It takes a big group to make things happen here as Jeremy Hoole's going to come down into K corner, going to reset this field. It's Houle, Greaves, Loire, Waz, and Luberg, your top 5. And remember, Shane, there's those cones on the right side of your screen that can take off at any time. Oh, CJ gave a little love tap.
Perfect timing there by Houle.
Yeah, he did. And he felt that he took off.
Yeah, Greaves tried to guess there. Greaves went a little early, and when Greaves backed off, Houle was gone.
Such a smart move by Jeremy Houle. That's what he wanted to do. And look at that gap. 5-6 car lengths. We'll watch CJ Greaves. He drives it in hard into that 180. Loire now, he's sticking to that bottom.
Yeah, and Letourneau was right on Loire's back bumper, so Letourneau had a pretty good restart as well, as it looks like Waz has fallen back a little bit.
Here comes Luberg in that number 7. Worked his way up into 4th now. Got around Scotty Waz. There he is on camera.
Letourneau
like
pushed a little wide
yeah.
there. Letourneau up into 3rd now. So Loire has fallen all the way back to 5th, but out front it's still Greaves working on Houle.
Wow, Greaves is really trying to earn this W here this afternoon. Jeremy Houle really making him early. Like I said, he really needs to just keep his head forward. Every time you get these cautions, you get out of your race groove, and it's not easy.
CJ running a little bit farther inside through turn number 1, maybe hooked up a little bit better on the dry track versus the cushion as we see our battle for third. This is Letourneau and Luberg.
Letourneau backing it in like a pro foreign, over-rotating it a little bit, going to that inside of the split lanes. Here comes Luberg.
Bumper to bumper as they go through that left-hand split lane. These guys are in the thick of the points chase as well.
Man, one hiccup.
Luberg was about
that could be bad.
Luberg was about to cross over. Here comes CJ trying to set up Houle as they go up and over the flyway.
And watch this. He's going to try to make a textbook pass. He's going to run him to the inside and try to do the crossover. And he does. He gets to that inside.
Here he goes. Houle back to the inside, though. They're side by side down the hill. Houle with a great run down the hill.
Perfect. You just wait your turn. Here comes CJ once again. He knows it's there. He knows he's got that opportunity to make that pass.
We'll see if Houle leaves that inside lane open again next time as they go up on Ziegler Cat Hill. But for now, Houle narrowly holding on to this lead over CJ Greaves.
About the same gap we've seen in the back section. Look at CJ go really, really wide. Watch him cross underneath. He's going to try to make this pass stick. No, he shut the door.
Trying to square off that 180 hairpin before the split lane. Again, both drivers sticking to that left-hand line.
CJ Greaves about 3-4 car lengths back in close to that split lane. Crosses over, he goes to the outside. Let's see if Greaves can get that run. It looks like he might get a little bit more of a run on that outside, so he's trying everything, Shane.
Yeah, battle for third still going strong too as we look back out front now. Yeah, this time Houle's not going to leave that inside line open. He learned his lesson from the last lap.
Wow, that Arctic Cat Speedworks machine number 54. Jeremy Houle is so fast this afternoon. Green flag still out that time by CJ Greaves now.
Battle for third heating up. Luberg putting some pressure now on Letourneau as they dive down into turn number 1. Luberg's going to look inside, not quite close enough to make the move happen there.
Here we go. CJ Greaves going to try to do that crossover pass once again. Look at him tiptoe to the inside. And look at Houle, he just shuts that door once again.
Houle is playing some inspired defense right now on CJ Greaves. Holding on to that first spot for dear life.
CJ Greaves going to that outside line after the Fox Shocks rhythm section through Talladega turn. Headed towards Cooper Tire Flyaway. Houle made a little bit of a mistake. He pushed wide. Here comes Greaves.
As they go up Ziegler Cat Hill, they're bumper to bumper again. Houle and CJ Greaves at the top of the hill again. Houle doing such a fantastic job playing defense. Greaves has nowhere to make this pass happen.
Oh man, it looks like we're gonna come to that competition caution this time by. I don't know, I just see the yellow flag, so maybe it's a full course caution. Something had to happen on the track. We'll see if we can figure that out. But Houle still in the lead. CJ Greaves in second, Jason Luberg in third, and here, take another look. Man, something had to break.
Yeah, Mitchell Otterson got sent out into the wall.
That is a hard hit into that K-rail. Hopefully he's okay. You wonder, that's really not, I mean, it's really technical through there, but not a hard place to negotiate once you get through K turn and put it right in. As Jeremy Houle's stopped on the racetrack.
All right, we're going to go trackside real quick to Haley Shanley. Haley, what do you have for us?
Thanks so much. A battle we're seeing shape up out there. He actually now a driver that finds himself in third, Jason Luberg. Why is he a storyline? Because back in 2016, that is when here in the Midwest, Pro Mod side-by-side and Pro Stock side-by-side became classes that were considered part of the Pro divisions. Our first ever winner, that race also happened to be here at ERX, Jason Luberg. Jason, he had a podium in the opening round here at ERX Motor Park just last month, and now 2 Pro Stock side-by-side podiums to his credit. He has his sights set on the third, and he has a decent track record here at ERX Motor Park. Like I said, Jason currently sits third in this one.
Thank you very much for that, Haley. Well, we are currently under red flag conditions, so we're going to step aside for just a short break. When it's safe to go back to green flag racing, we will do so. This is the Champ Off-Road Series, the Toyota Off-Road National, presented by Loop Tech. Our Pro Stock side-by-side conclusion coming up right after this.
Welcome back to Elk River, Minnesota here for the Toyota ERX Off-Road National presented by Lube Tech. You are watching Champ Off-Road, and on the track right now is Pro Stock side by side. We're not under red flag conditions anymore. We are back underway. We should be getting this new restart, but right now we're going to throw it down to Haley Shanley. What do you have for us, Haley?
Thanks, Brent. Good news, driver is okay, but driver that brought out this red flag, Mitch Otterson, going into that final left-hand turn before the finish, he just lost his steering. Driver didn't go over, just ran into the wall. They don't know yet if this car is going to be salvageable. When I spoke to them, they were still getting the car off track, so they're going to take her back to the work area, see what they can do, hopefully get him back out on track, but good news is that Mitchell is okay.
Thank you very much for that information. That is such good news. There's a number 4 of Mitchell Otterson's ride, and definitely going to have some work to do, Shane. He really hit it hard, that K-rail.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to see that he's all right and walking around, though. And Brent, I just talked to our scoring team. When this race restarts, it's going to be the white flag, so there is 1 lap to go here in Pro Stock side-by-side.
Yeah, never easy to negotiate if you're CJ Greaves and Luberg. Also Loire, don't count him out. Maybe that outside lane will come in effect on that 180 as the green flag flies. Luberg's pushing CJ Greaves through the restart.
Yeah, another great start there by Houle. He's playing this restart game perfectly throughout this whole race.
He really is. Here comes CJ Greaves. Houle, like you said, that restart was everything for him. We'll see if CJ can button back up to the rear of that car. Oh, he made a little mistake. Maybe missed his shift.
We'll find out. Houle about 4 car lengths ahead of Greaves. Everybody going to the left side of the split lane. We'll see if any of our top contenders decides to cross over here. Everybody's staying down to the inside.
Jeremy Houle, he just has to protect. Just like he said, he stayed to the inside. CJ's trying to set up one last pass here. Gonna fly off the Cougar Tire flyaway, trying to go in to the Ziegler Cat turn. Watch him set it up. He's gonna try to go outside, inside. Try to carry his speed. I don't know if there's going to be enough time, Shane.
Houle stayed to the inside, played perfect defense. The checkered flag is out here in Pro Stock side-by-side. At the line, it's Houle holding off CJ Greaves. Jeremy Houle takes the win in round number 6. Luberg third, then it's Loire, Zakowski, Holcher, Waz, Dressel, and everybody else. Wow, you talk about condensing a whole race worth of drama into 1 lap. That'll do it for you.
Yeah, Houle, that was all about that restart. He just waited for the right time to take off. Remember, we talk about those cones. You have a chance to take off whenever you want as the leader. That's the advantage as we look at the 54X of Jeremy Houle taking that big win here in round 6. CJ Greaves comes in second, then it's...
You can say that again. Jason Luberg finding success once again here at ERX. Can you walk me through that progression and all the battles you were caught up in there?
It was a good race. I started in 6th. We kind of hung around there for a little bit and battled pretty good. On one of the restarts, it was a good opportunity to sneak up behind these guys and then just tried to hold my ground.
Who would you like to thank?
Bikeman Performance, Polaris Razor, Vision Wheel, GBC Tire, Fox Shocks, and Clutch Energy.
His 3rd podium of the season, Jason Luberg in 3rd. CJ Greaves, you couldn't lift in that one. You continued to force the issue. What a wild ride that one was.
Yeah, we had a good car, and Jeremy and I started. We were only a 10th apart in qualifying, and we both started on the front row, so I knew it was going to be a battle from there, and I tried everything I could. I mean, I tried crossing, I tried setting up wide, I tried every line I could, and he was just right there. So I think we were almost dead even in speed, and it was just a matter of who made less mistakes. And I was able to make one move up there, and he did the racer thing, saw it coming, checked up, got right back underneath me, and I'm like, he got me this time. We'll have to try to see if we can get another one. But it was an awesome race, probably one of the most fun races we've been out there. I don't know if any of us hardly made any contact the whole time, and we were going left and right and making a battle out of it. So hats off to both of these guys. They ran great. It's been a battle all year, and it's going to continue to grow, I'm sure.
A job well done, CJ Greaves.
Yeah, I just got to thank all my crew. They worked their butts off to get out here. Yamaha, Monster Energy, Fox Shocks, Maxxis Tires, Vision Wheels, Yamalube, GYTR, Ames Dash, Luke and all of his crew from Beyond Redline. I think he tunes a lot of these cars out here, and they are always here to support us. So we appreciate it, and let's try again.
Congratulations. And your winner today, Jeremy Houle. from green to checkered. You had heartbreak yesterday with that broken belt. You know, today you found some redemption. Talk about what it took to be on the defensive throughout that one.
You know, it's tough. I knew he was going to be right there, and I know he's one of the best, and I knew I couldn't screw up, and held him off. You know, he got by me there that one time, and I countered right away, and I knew I just couldn't screw up on the last lap, and I had him. So, good day.
Who'd you like to thank?
Oh, man. Well, first off, I want to thank Champ Off-Road and everybody involved with ERX. I mean, everybody here having a great time. We're having a race. The rest of the world is trying to figure out what the hell's going on here, and we're here having fun. So, appreciate the hell out of that. Got to thank my team. They've been busting their butt, helping work on the cars. Guys busting their butt at the shop. Got a ton of family here, which means a lot. And got to thank all of our sponsors, you know, Speedworks, Trailer Motorsports, Josh here this weekend. Love it when he comes. Articat, Octane Inc., Fox Shocks, Hoosier Racing Tires, Raceline Wheels, Rugged Radios, and the Wildcat Riders.
Another winner in his home national. This is Jeremy Houle in Pro Stock side by side, guys.
Absolutely full of really, really talented, fast drivers.
Yeah, you speaking of talented drivers, CJ Greaves will be starting on the pole, then Andrew Carlson will be running in second. Van Eperen, very, very quick race car driver in that 45.
Yeah, Carlson was yesterday's winner, so look out for him to be fast again here at his hometown track in Elk River. 16 drivers are going to make the field for this one. Starting on the pole, as you mentioned, from Swamico, Wisconsin, it's the Monster Energy Yamaha of CJ Greaves. Alongside him from right here in Elk River, the Yokohama Tire Polaris number 15 is Andrew Carlson. From Appleton, Wisconsin, the Power Sports 1 Yamaha number 45 is Rodney Van Eperen. In the number 91 Can-Am from Miller Sport, Ohio is Kyle Cheney. From Thornville, Ohio, in the rival Can-Am, number 26 is Scotty Lawrence. From Zanesville, Ohio, number 7 in the Polaris is Jason Luberg. From Green Bay, the Dirt Launch Power Sports Yamaha number 88 is Luke Stubbs. And from Lenexa, Kansas, the number 14 Can-Am is Derek Tidd.
Andrew Fazzone will be starting in the 9th spot in the number 40. Then it's Brian Wazak in the 68. Tim Campbell will be in the number 74 from Kaukauna, Wisconsin. From Oshkosh, Wisconsin, Eric Schwartz. And we've seen him a lot on a lot of our interviews. Elliott Burns will start in that number 13 spot.
And we are just about to come to the green flag. CJ Greaves is on the pole, and there's the green flag. Pro Mod side-by-side is underway here in round number 6. Also in the field, we have the number 99, Andy Ives. Number 2 is Josh True. Number 311 is Dustin Robbins. As our field makes their way through turn number 1, and Greaves is already out to a sizable lead.
Yeah, not what everyone else wanted to see. CJ Greaves in Pro Mod here in 2020. Van Eperen goes really, really wide, trying to get around Andrew Carlson going into the split lanes.
Yeah, that's going to open the door for Cheney in that battle for third. But it's Greaves and Carlson out front going opposite lines through Talladega turn.
Yeah, you already seen CJ Greaves like he did in the pro stock race. He just was crossing over, trying to run down Jeremy Houle. As you look at Andrew Carlson, your hometown favorite.
Carlson leading Hot Rod Van Eperen up Ziegler Cat Hill, around that left-hander and down the catapult towards the K corner. 1 lap in the books here, 11 laps to go. CJ Greaves, your early race leader.
So much track time out here for CJ Greaves. They said they came and they tested a lot. They tire tested. They weren't ready for 2020, pretty much, Johnny said. So part of their program is the Pro Stock and the Pro Mod. So he's definitely got this Pro Mod figured out.
Yeah, he is on an absolute tear right now. Him, Cheney, and Van Eperen are your top 3 in points. And CJ trying to stretch that points lead here in round number 6 as Carlson giving some chase here. Carlson's going to try the inside once they get through Talladega corner. There's your battle for third between Van Eperen and Cheney as they go through Talladega corner.
Cheney now starting to come up through the field. Kyle is very, very quick. You see that number 91 red plate. That means he won the championship last year, so he's trying to square away these turns.
As they come back down the hill, this will be 2 laps complete, 10 laps to go. Cheney losing touch a little bit with Van Eperen there. Back toward the front, this is Andrew Carlson running in second in that Yokohama Razor.
No, I was
trying to keep up with Greaves.
I was going to say, Shane, you watch Kyle Cheney, you can tell he's been in a Pro 4 now because he's trying to rotate that car really, really wide. I don't know if it's going to pay off in the end as you look at Andrew Carlson in that number 15 trying to reel in our race leader, CJ Greaves. CJ getting a little squirrely.
Yeah, you can see those rough spots developing in the split lane.
You see Andrew Carlson, he crossed over at the last minute. He's actually running CJ Greaves' lap right now, the same line. He's really trying to reel him in, doing everything under his power as Van Eperen now going through Ziegler Cat turn one more time in that 45.
Yeah, Cheney giving some chase there. Van Eperen doing a nice job of playing defense. Cheney not able to gain any ground.
Yeah, Cheney trying to reel in Ronnie Van Eperen. Van Eperen's been around a long, long time. He actually ran Pro 2 and Pro Buggy a couple years back, so found himself really comfortable in this Pro Mod class. Owen Van Eperen as well in the Pro Stock class.
Yeah, Van Eperen, a former class champion, Amsoil Pro Mod side-by-side, along with Cheney, as you mentioned before, running that red number 91 number plate.
CJ Greaves still leading it going into the Talladega turn, and it looks like Carlson might be creeping in on CJ Greaves as they go over the Cooper Tire flyaway.
Yeah, Carlson had that great run to victory yesterday. We take a look at that Razor, the Yokohama Razor of Carlson. The hometown boy from right here in Elk River trying to give chase here to CJ Greaves.
Yeah, he definitely knows where every rock is located. I don't know, CJ Greaves, he's spitting out some smoke again, so maybe having some issues with that car, maybe some overheating issues.
Yeah, we've seen that smoke from CJ all year though, so apparently not anything too critical if they're still running at this blistering speed as he's still out front of this Amsoil Pro Mod side-by-side race. Carlson definitely reeling in Greaves a little bit though. Both of these drivers just going for broke through the split lane. Both drivers also taking the outside line through Talladega turn.
Yeah, Carlson trying to reel in CJ Greaves one final time, coming through that section down by Ziegler Cat turn.
Back to the top of the Ziegler catapult. Greaves and Carlson about 4 car lengths between those two drivers as they come through the K corner back onto the front straight. Smooth sailing so far for CJ Greaves in that Monster Energy Vision wheel machine. It's Greaves, Carlson, then a good gap back to our battle for third. There's the battle for third, Brent. Van Eperen now has a rear-view mirror full of Kyle Cheney as they head towards the 180.
Here comes Van Eperen. Look at him backing it into that 180 turn. Kyle Cheney in that number 91. He's like, I'm going to go to the outside, Cheney. He's going to try something different.
Yeah, we're starting to see that experimentation that we've talked about all afternoon. Now Van Eperen crosses over to the outside. Cheney crosses over to the inside.
Yeah, look at this. Looked like CJ Greaves got around that lap traffic. So did Andrew Carlson. So that could have been a major factor here. But they got around him pretty quick. And we might see that at the end of this race. So you can use that lap traffic as a pick.
We have reached our halfway point here in the Amsoil Pro Mod side-by-side race. Tell you what, CJ Greaves and Andrew Carlson, they started on the front row, started first and second, and that's where they stand after 6 out of 12 laps here. And Van Eperen started third, Cheney started fourth, so our top 4 from the grid still top 4 in the running order.
Yeah, definitely CJ Greaves out front, that number 33 Pro Mod. As Andrew Carlson, like I said before, he really knows where every rock's located. This is hometown track. He doesn't live far away from here. And he really knows how to finesse the throttle to carry his speed through these tough turns. And we're going to send it down to Haley Shanley one more time.
More on the hometown runner, Andrew Carlson. I caught up with Ray Stamper, who is a mechanic on the 15 Pro Mod side-by-side. I said, wow, what a race. What came into play there also? Obviously, Andrew is having so much fun in this Polaris Razor. He said this is the first time that there has not been a single gremlin. The tides just turned in his favor. He also said that one of the only adjustments they made were some small tweaks to gearing, but other than that, it just all worked out in his favor, and not without all the hard work he's been putting in on that Pro Mod side-by-side. That's Andrew Carlson.
Yeah, thank you for that, Haley. And Carlson, that hard work is really paying off because he's sitting in second. He won yesterday, so clearly fast enough to run up front with CJ Greaves and the rest of these fast guys.
Yeah, definitely Carlson. He's putting in a lot of work. Him and his father, not only the track, they're putting it into their program. And you've seen on one of our episodes in our videos there that Chris Carlson, he said we didn't want to come in a gun show with a knife. You know, they really wanted to make sure all their T's were crossed, their I's were dotted, and they really did it. They've come a long, long way as we look back at CJ Greaves here in that number 33 Monster Energy ride in that Yamaha. Trying to run away and hide from Carlson, but I don't think that's going to happen yet.
I'm just looking out there at our top 5, Brent, in the short history of short course UTV racing. These top 5 guys, Greaves, Carlson, Van Eperen, Cheney, and Lawrence, they've won a whole bunch of different stuff. So these are some serious heavy hitters we have with us here in Champ Off-Road.
Yeah, definitely a lot of heavy hitters, Shane, as we're going to go back to Green Flag Racing. Halfway done with this Pro Mod event. There goes CJ Greaves. Didn't waste any time that time. He really wanted to try to get a little bit of a gap on Andrew Carlson, and he did.
Yeah, good launch by CJ Greaves as he leads the rest of that field down into turn number 1. Up the hill they go, flying onto that backstretch toward the 180. Let's see if Carlson tries to make his move here.
Andrew Carlson, he's pushing a little bit with that front end. Here comes Ronnie Van Eperen. Van Eperen's going to follow CJ Greaves as Andrew Carlson goes to the outside, coming into the Fox Shocks rhythm section. Watch right here. And CJ did what I thought he was going to do. He crosses over every time, so he knows that outside lane is faster.
Yeah, Carlson's been experimenting a little bit, clearly not paying off so well so far because Greaves is starting to run away a little bit now.
Yeah, Greaves opening up just a little bit more of a gap as they go through Ziegler Cat turn, heading towards the K corner. And look at this, Cheney now buttoning up to the back of the 45 of Van Eperen.
Yeah, Van Eperen's now putting pressure on Carlson. Van Eperen going for broke. Carlson has a flat right rear tire, Brent.
Oh, you're right. Cannot handle that right now. It's going back and forth seesawing, so not a good day for Andrew Carlson, but maybe not. Yeah, right there. It's right down to the B-lock. As here comes Kyle Cheney. Kyle Cheney's going to try to get that pass done so he can reel in Ronnie Van Eperen.
Yeah, Carlson's can only hang on for so long with that flat right rear tire. As here's our battle for second now. Cheney following Van Eperen around the outside of Talladega turn.
And I can imagine you're looking at Ronnie Van Eperen. He can see CJ Greaves. He's looking as far forward as possible. He's running his lines now because he knows that's a quick line. When CJ Greaves is out on the track, you know he's going to pick it apart the best he can, and he normally comes right to the top. Kyle Cheney flies over the tabletop, trying to hunt down Ronnie Van Eperen.
2 former champions here in Amsoil Pro Mod side by side. Now we're looking into the hot pit. Carlson's crew is hard at work on that right rear tire. We'll see if they can get him back out on the lead lap.
See Ray Stamper and Alex as well working on that car, trying to get things together, get him back out on the track. I don't know, he might lose a lap going in. They're not a really easy pit stop to make as you look at Kyle Cheney in that 91. Still trying to work on Van Eperen, Shane.
Looked like Cheney had to run through the split lane, but Van Eperen a little bit faster out at Talladega turn and up and over the flyway.
Van Eperen, that car, and also Cheney's car, they're so wide. The stands of those cars are so cool looking, and it makes those cars handle so much better.
Yeah, these are akin to what we saw earlier in Super Buggy. Extremely wide, a ton of suspension, very lightweight, and a ton of power. Taking a look back out front, it's all CJ Greaves right now.
CJ, you made a mistake.
Yeah, a little bobble there by Greaves.
I don't know, Shane. He really got that thing all crossed up. We'll see how much he lost.
Yeah, neither Van Eperen nor Cheney in third were able to capitalize as it looks like we're going to come to a yellow flag.
Yellow flag being displayed, I think, coming up to the Cooper Tires flyaway. There's a car almost parked on the track. As Van Eperen comes into the screen once again, I don't know, this is what the wish and hope was for Ronnie Van Eperen. Now he gets another restart at this, and he really has to button up to the back of CJ because you know CJ, he's not wasting any time on that restart. He'll have to just button up and see what he can do.
Yeah, and you never know, Brent. Maybe Van Epperen's spotter was watching CJ on that last restart and might be able to give him a heads up here, give him an idea of what CJ's going to do as we take a look at that stopped car. That's the 14 of Tid. I believe he was upside down at one point yesterday, so not an ideal weekend for him. He came all the way from Lenexa, Kansas.
Yeah, anytime you come from that long of a place, I mean, of that far away here in the United States, that's a tow. And anytime you come to Minnesota, you really want to put your A game on, and there's some things you just can't do. You really can put the best setup in the car, but some things break, and just tough break for him. As we look back up front, we're still under caution. 9 laps out of 12 have gone by here in Pro Mod. Remember, don't go away after this race. We still have Pro Light, Pro 2, and the big Pro 4 race coming later this afternoon. We'll see if Kyle LeDuc can take back that win from CJ Greaves, but a great pass by CJ in the end.
Yeah, absolutely. A little bit of drama. We were talking about it this morning. We were cruising social media last night. Tons of race fans talking about that pass that CJ made on Kyle LeDuc in the closing corners of that race. A lot of reactions coming from both directions there, so very interesting, and maybe that's going to be the defining rivalry of the rest of this year in Pro 4.
Yeah, and you can put it in perspective in both different ways. I mean, Todd LeDuc was up here yesterday, Kyle's brother, and he pretty much said that was a pass. I mean, he left the inside open, and if it went the other way, Kyle would have did the same thing. I mean, this is Champ Off-Road Racing. It goes down to the wire.
Absolutely.
So give credit to CJ Greaves, found that opening. Maybe today it'll be a different story, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at that pass from yesterday in Pro 4. So if you didn't see us yesterday, if you weren't watching at home on champoffroad.com, that was the pass for the win in the final 2 corners. Yeah, CJ Greaves just stole it right away from Kyle LeDuc. So
yeah, Kyle LeDuc hitting that K-rail in the end, but CJ Greaves taking that big win. And like I said, you come through Ziegler Cat turn, you have to rotate it perfectly, and Kyle was just running his own line. He knew it was fast, and CJ was just there, and he pounced on it.
Yeah, CJ also, as we look back at our field here in Pro Mod side-by-side, has pounced on the rest of this field. He's used that pole position start to his advantage here. No dirt on the front of that car whatsoever, as he has had clean air all afternoon here in the AMSOIL Pro Mod side-by-side race.
Well, Shane, Richie Kuloff is pulled off the track. One more time, we'll see if we can bring this to the checkered flag. And CJ Greaves, Ronnie Van Eperen, Kyle Cheney, and Scotty Lawrence, your top 5. And look at CJ, took off so fast.
What a great jump that time by CJ Greaves in that Monster Energy Yamaha.
Here comes Kyle Cheney all the way to the inside on Van Eperen. Those guys really can't do too much battling amongst themselves because they'll never hunt down our leader.
Yeah, they're so evenly matched, too, that you can't get around cleanly. You have to wait for the other one to make a mistake, and Van Eperen over-rotated a little bit there. I don't know if it's going to be enough for Cheney to get a run, though.
I don't know. Look at, he's buttoned up right to the back of CJ Greaves. They both go, and just barely clearing Kyle Cheney is Van Eperen. We'll see. Here comes Cheney back once again.
Good run by Cheney on the outside. Washed out just a little bit on exit of Talladega turn. Up and over the flyway they go.
That Can-Am trying to hunt down these Yamahas coming through Ziegler Cat turn. Remember, we should be coming to the checkered flag this time by. It's gonna be CJ Greaves with the win. Van Eperen second, Kyle Cheney third. Scotty Lawrence will come across in fourth, and Luke Stubbs will be number 5 today. So a good run getting back to the top 5 for Luke Stubbs.
Yeah, absolutely, but nobody had a better run today than CJ Greaves. Another win here in 2020 in the AMSOIL Pro Mod side-by-side class. And he's going to extend his points lead over both Van Eperen and Cheney, who were second and third. Cheney was in second entering this round.
Yeah, you look at our Toyota Off-Road National Pro Mod side-by-side results. Greaves, Van Eperen, Cheney, Lawrence, Stubbs. Your top 5, then Elliott Burns, Brian Wazak, and Andy Ives will round out your top 8. We're going to take a step aside here for a few moments. We're going to come back with our...
Thank you so much. Kyle Cheney, how meaningful is it to find results like this on a track that is oh so demanding and has been all weekend long?
Yeah, it just wasn't my weekend, but I'm super happy to come out of here with 2 podium finishes, and we'll be ready for the next race at Crandon. But, I got to give it up to these guys. These guys both drove awesome today, and, I drove as hard as I could. I had no issues, and, they both were better than me today. So we'll go back to the drawing board, and we'll get them next time. But I got to say thanks to my whole crew, my girlfriend, everybody that comes out here and supports me. Can-Am, CT Racehorse for building my car, Evo Power Sports, STM, SSI Graphics, Maxxis Tires, Fox Shocks, Gary from G-Force, Factory UTV, just my whole team, Mike from AIM, the whole AIM team. Thanks for all you guys coming out watching. I'm excited to get in the Pro 4 this afternoon.
P3 for Kyle Cheney. We'll see him coming up soon in Pro 4. Rodney Van Eperen, talk about how much of it was just a game of patience, trying to meet your marks, but also waiting for someone else to make a mistake.
Yeah, I seen Andrew had a flat. I called it on the caution. I told my crew, I said, he's got a right rear flat. So we knew that was a matter of time. And Kyle was pushing us. We were trying to give CJ everything we had, but we were just in the middle there and yo-yoing each other. But sorry to Kyle on that restart. I kind of missed a gear and screwed up. But this kind of feels like a win. We had a rough weekend here, and I want to thank my crew. These guys are busting their butt nonstop. Downey, Steve, and Glenn from the race department, my mom, my dad, my wife, my kids, everybody who's helping me. We got Vance and Hines came on board this year, Sedona Wheel, Beyond Redline, Luke's always tuning these things up, Yamaha Racing, GYTR, Yamalube. Everybody who helps us, we won't be able to do it without you. And it's cool to see a crowd out here like this on a Sunday night. Thanks for coming, everybody.
Congratulations. Hot Rod Rodney Van Eperen in second. And CJ Greaves extending the points lead, flag to flag win. Tell me about the pressure that you might have been feeling in that one to be oh so perfect.
Yeah, I knew from yesterday that Andrew was going to be really fast, and I knew right away that we're starting on the pole 1-1, just like the pro stock race. So I knew it was going to be a battle again. I got a good start. I knew I was going to have to control it from the beginning, and I was just able to keep a little buffer between me and Andrew that whole time. And I figured as long as I keep pushing hard, he's going to have to keep pushing hard, and hopefully there'll come a mistake from one of us. So like they said, he ended up getting a flat right after halfway, and I was able to get a little bit of a gap, and then we went caution. So I knew at that point it's on again. I got Rodney behind me in the Yamaha, and then Kyle, who I'm battling with points for, and Rodney. So I knew it was going to be a battle. Like Rod said, he missed a shift. It gave me a little bit of a buffer, and we just drove it home. So I can't thank all my crew. They worked their butts off. Being here racing at 7 o'clock at night makes it an early morning, and to tear all down everything tonight, it'll be midnight before these guys get to go to bed. So we appreciate everything they do. Yamaha, Monster Energy, Maxxis Tires, Fox Shocks, Vision Wheels, Yamalube, Ames Dash, everyone, ERX crew that put on this awesome track for us. With all this stuff going on, they still got us racing here. So we appreciate that, Champ Off-Road, and we got one more yet this weekend.
Back-to-back podiums in the side-by-side. Congratulations, CJ Greaves in the Pro Mod.
And 7-time desert champion, Todd LeDuc. How's it going, Todd?
Gosh, it's just incredible. I've had a great career. I've been very blessed, and it's just unbelievable. I'm glad to be out here supporting my brother, all the race teams. It's just cool to see the future coming up here.
Absolutely, so cool. Here we got the Pro Light race coming up next. Ryan Beats truck with Mason Prater in there with the Bilstein shock ride, and Kyle Greaves on the outside, Shane.
Yeah, Greaves is your current points leader, and he's starting on the pole for today's race. He has control of the field. Green flag. Also in this one, we've got Johnny Holcher, Carson Parrish, who won yesterday's race.
Yeah, Carson
and the
Parrish.
25 of Jason Plouffe also in the field today.
Yeah, Carson Parrish showed a lot of speed. Look at already going around. Johnny Holger staying to that outside.
Wow, look how slick that track is. I'm telling you, it is glass for these guys. Tiny tire, it's so slick. Look at these guys trying to stay off each other. I'm impressed already.
Yeah, great drive there by Parrish around the outside of Holcher. Parrish already up into the top 3.
Mason just off to a great start, just settling in, getting behind Kyle, the guy who's won the most races this year. He's on fire. Hopefully he learns a lot from him and just tries to focus on Kyle and finding out the fast lines.
Prater flying off that Cooper Tire flyaway, heading into Ziegler Cat turn. Look at Parrish. He's already trying to tiptoe. It's so wet, Todd, through there. it's hard to negotiate. You really didn't know that there was going to be this much water. So talk about some of the tire grooving as well. It takes a lot to go into this.
Yeah, so, a lot of the drivers go set up with a tire setup that's for dry and one for later on in the race when it gets a lot drier and a little bit more loamier track. But like I said, Carson's just trying a little bit too hard right now. He's just got to settle into the pace. He knows he's at the pace with these guys. He's got to get some laps under him, get up on the cushion. Look at Kyle up there, riding the cushion, a little bit smoother. Look at that big mistake, just like I said.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Mason Prater in that number 50, the Bilstein Shocks machine, a great drive early on so far, and you can see him being very delicate in some of these glassy corners, as you call them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Mason's just, showing a lot of respect for the track right now. It's very loose, it's very slick. I can't even tell you how slick it is out there, and these guys are impressing me. They're very narrow trucks. They have a lot of power, so they're being very smooth, and they're riding that cushion. Look at these two up here on the cushion.
Yeah, Mason Prater doing a fine job. He comes from the Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series in the mod car class. He was last year's champion in 2019. Now it's so cool to see him in the Midwest in Champ Off-Road. He's doing a wonderful job.
Yeah, Kyle's just a natural at driving. It's just impressive to see it. It runs in the DNA of the Greaves family. He's
For
just
sure.
impressive. And like I said yesterday, I texted Kurt Greaves. The guy's a natural driver. Just look at his style. He makes very few mistakes, and when it is, it's when he's pushing 110%.
Absolutely no mistakes so far from Greaves. He's got about an 8 truck length lead over Mason Prater. Greaves trying to find his 5th win in 6 rounds here in 2020.
Yeah, very, very cool to watch Mason Prater. He's running the pace like he said, Todd. He's really right on the back door of Kyle Greaves, KGB Customs. That's his own company, Kyle Greaves. He's building a lot of these trucks. He built that one with his father in the off-season, and man, they didn't miss anything.
No, it's just when it's your truck, you go that extra little mile. You want to make the truck totally custom to you, and you can see the track is still super slick on that inside. It's called Blue Groove. It's very, very hard packed dirt, and I'm just really impressed. Mason's actually applying pressure to Kyle, and where I think Carson right there in third is being smart. Wait for that caution, save the truck, don't get it super hot, and then push hard.
Absolutely. Prater definitely closing the gap on Greaves as they go through that left-hand 180 before the split lanes. Still smooth sailing for Greaves. No mistakes thus far, even though the track is a little bit wet, as we've been talking about. Prater's putting together a couple of really good runs on some parts of the track, but on other parts of the track, it looks like Greaves is a little bit faster.
Yeah, definitely. It's got to be so sketchy coming through that Fox Shocks rhythm section, those big tractor tires sitting there. If you got out of shape just a little bit, you're going to clip one of those.
It is not a happy day when you hit one of those things. They do not move. A lot of them are full of water and dirt. And, Mason and Carson are both renting trucks from Ryan Beat. So he has a cool program where you can rent a truck from Ryan, and you can come out here and play, and it's so much fun. And I think Ryan runs his program very well, and it shows. He has top-notch talent and spotters, and these two are hawking Kyle, and I'm really impressed.
Yeah, definitely trying to chase down our race leader, Aaron, also on board. You speak about Aaron Hubbs and all that. They're working it on their program, and they just are so strong. They know how to make their product work through this Champ Off-Road Series. As there goes Kyle Greaves once again through that Fox Shocks rhythm section. There's those big tractor tires we were talking about.
And it looks like Mason has a tire right now set up for this mud at the beginning, where Kyle, he's using a little bit more skill to stay ahead of Mason, where he has a dry tire for the later on in the race. So I'm impressed by both of them right now, but Kyle's just linking it up. He's getting up to that heavy low, where I think Mason has a nice tire, and that's where I'm seeing a lot of accordion effect. Coming into turn 1, this is where Mason's pulling in Kyle quite a bit.
Yeah, you can definitely see the track is starting to dry out now, Todd. Coming through that little chicane here down in the bottom in front of the crowd. Going to launch off the backside of this jump, and the elevation is so crazy here. You can't tell until you get right down on the track. It's so winding as you enter and exit these turns.
Yeah, so you got to figure out where to spot your landing. You almost sometimes aim for a tree, use a sign or a banner on the edge of the track to get yourself lined up every lap, and then when you get out of your comfort zone is when you're trying to make a pass over these blind hills.
All 3 drivers running the right-hand lane through both split lanes here in the early going, as we are going to come to our competition yellow at the completion of this lap. They're running 12 laps today here in Pro Light.
And look at this, Shane. Carson Paris laying down a 55.687, almost a second faster than our race leaders.
I was just going to say that. I'm like, if you look, Carson's sneaking up on these guys.
Yeah, he's just
here.
creeping up to our leaders again. It's Greaves, Prater, Parrish, and Johnny Holder as we come to that mandatory competition caution.
Oh my gosh, this is going to be so interesting, because that second truck and third truck in line right there are in the same pit. So if these guys start banging and bumping, I can't wait to see what the pits have to hold.
That's got to be a tenuous position, too, for Kyle Greaves, knowing that those two guys are behind him.
Yeah.
A little bit, maybe they'll conspire a little bit to go to work on Greaves as we move forward.
Yeah, I don't know if the spotters are upstairs talking to each other like, hey, you run me clean, I'll run you clean, or, what's our plan here? But I think right now it's every man for themselves, and they're going to be ganging up on Kyle. There's no doubt about it, but it almost seems like he's a seasoned driver, like he's been driving for 10 years.
Well, we're going to throw it down trackside to Haley Shanley. What do you think about the first half of this Pro Light race, Haley?
Oh man, some of the buzz down in staging in the work area right now is optics. And some elements of those optics that we've covered so far this season are the dust and the mud, but right now it's all about depth perception. As you can see behind me here, right after the big flyaway, that right-hand turn, that top berm, that's in the shadow right now. That makes it very difficult for a driver to be able to see how much of a cushion is up there, how much they have to work with. Right after that, at the top of the Ziegler catapult, what we saw in the side-by-side races is that roost was so caked up on that K-rail, and in a split second, that makes it so hard for a driver to tell where the track ends and the K-rail begins. That K-rail, again, not something you want to slide that right rear tire into. But what we're seeing here in the truck classes is that roost has so much velocity, it's actually knocked some of that caked dirt off, improving visibility up there on the K-rail.
Thank you very much, Haley. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see on this restart. Remember, we're halfway done with this Pro Light race, and this year it's been all about Kyle Greaves.
Yeah, up until yesterday's round 5 race, Greaves was undefeated here in 2020, trying to get back on that top spot. He's in control of the field, and we're back underway, second half of Pro Light.
Here we go, Kyle Greaves with a nice restart. Here comes Paris to the inside.
Nice clean pass, good pass. Look at it, he cannot see Mason. It's just getting roosted so bad. He cannot see anything, I can guarantee that.
Wow, look at Paris. He flat landed that Pro Light. Look at him going to the bottom.
Going for broke here and trying to go to the inside of Greaves. A little bit of a push. Here comes Johnny Holscher to the inside of Prater as well. So
Holscher trying to pinch off Mason Prater, and does. Takes over that third place spot. Look at Paris.
Mason's just got to slow down, relax, and collect himself and stop making mistakes and get to the front. But yeah, like I said, Carson is on fire. His confidence is just soaring right now, and I think he thinks he can beat Kyle.
He really knows he can, Todd. He's coming through Ziegler Caterham. Look at him go to that inside. But anytime, you can explain this pretty perfect, Todd. When you go to the inside of a corner, where's your only exit? You're going to push really wide. You want to try to apex it.
Yeah, but that's what Carson's doing right now, is he can't just follow Kyle. Kyle is so fast. He has to try something drastic or crazy. And where I've been seeing Carson make small mistakes is over here into turn 2, so watch this big monitor up here.
as they head back down our long back straightaway into that left-hand 180 hairpin that Todd was just talking about.
Nice turn. Look at, he's kind of over-rotating a little bit, trying to carry that speed.
Such great control of that number 8 car by Parrish.
Unbelievable.
A lot of throttle control, though. They're not wide open the whole time, right, Todd?
And you're tiptoeing. You know, you're tiptoeing super careful with these Pro Light trucks. And look at this heat. This is starting to heat up here. I cannot wait. Oh, big mistake!
Big mistake by Carson Parrish.
Parrish went all the way around, and he's parked there. You see him on your screen getting back underway, so...
Oh, man, putting together all those laps, and then you just throw it away coming up the Cooper Tire flyaway.
But you know what? If Carson's going to learn from that, at least he was a threat. He was pushing hard on Kyle right here. Look at this replay right here. Getting nice and low, picked up the throttle a little too soon.
Yeah, had a great run.
It just looped out on him. It's starting to get slick, and he's got to watch that as a rookie. He's got to learn from that mistake, and trust me, I've made a lot of them.
Back out front now, Kyle Greaves with a very comfortable lead. Johnny Holscher has moved up into second place.
Kyle Greaves, see that? Changing up his line, going a little bit more outside, riding that heavy loam, and then cutting down onto that turn, and it's just helping a ton. But like I said, Mason right here, got to slow down, recover from that, and keep pushing forward and try to get up there to that podium spot.
Prater.
Yeah, Prater was awful crossed up. Looks like he made the save, though.
Mason Prater, a young race car driver, like Todd said. It's a rental program for him through Ryan Beat. Beat putting his colors on just like the Pro 2 you'll see later on today. Parrish now, he's probably kicking himself in the pants going, man, I had that one in the bag.
You know what? Sometimes you do. Those are some of the nights that you lay in bed going, why did I fly out? Why didn't I slide it out? But you can't think like that. You just got to go to the next race in Brandon and keep pushing forward. And Kyle's just on fire, man. He's just so smooth. It's just so cool to watch him. He's just like a ballet dancer, just out there just being super smooth. He's got a good cushion. He doesn't have to push and make a mistake. And look at those flat lanes.
Yeah, Johnny Holter in that HBI number 44 just going for broke right now, and he's got to be careful because Prater has closed the gap. That's your battle for second and third as they go through the split lane.
Mason Prater, he's trying to reel in Johnny Holter once again.
Look at this, going into the Talladega turn. Look how close you're getting to that last white tire. That's where that heavy loam is out there. That's what's actually, the guys are leaning on that to help him initiate that turn in this pro light, or else you're going to push. So it's crazy to see how close they're getting to that white tire.
Ruts are definitely starting to show here at ERX Motor Park. That's Johnny Holter. Young race car driver, been driving just about everything to try to get his talent level just to the top as he flies over that tabletop. What will be the finish line later in this race with a couple laps to go. Johnny made a mistake.
Going into turn one right there, just getting up on the bicycle. That's how close to the edge he's pushing, but that's how hard you got to push to get into that second place position. So he's doing a great job. He's just got to be smart and smooth, and look at that. He's just buttering around that hard packed turn over there in turn two.
Yeah, I wonder if one of the things factoring in here is that Johnny Holter's from Wisconsin. He's used to this type of dirt, whereas Mason Prater used to racing out west on a little bit different soil.
Yeah, this is where your heart rate's spiking, you're hot, you're sweating, you know what I mean? And this is where Kyle's a little bit more on cruise control. Relax, put together his laps. I know he's talking to his dad up there going, you have no pressure, have fun, you're the fastest truck out there, be smooth and don't make any mistakes, and you got this thing.
What I think is so cool about Kyle Greaves, it kind of puts you guys in the same book as them. You work on your own trucks, you build your own trucks. Like your father said, if you want to race, you build your own ride. And look at Kyle Greaves, how much confidence you have when you can win in the ride that you built in the winter. No, big mistake by Johnny Holter as we're on the white flag lap.
Yeah, Holter went up on the bike as he went down the hill into turn one, just like Todd said one lap prior. So Holter definitely letting it all hang out here, but now that's going to cost him second place as Prater moves up into second.
But look who's capitalized on it is Mason. He just slowed down, collected his thoughts, and got back going again. That's almost like a seasoned vet would do, and Kyle's just having so much fun out there. He's looking great. What a great partnership. He has a lot of great help and sponsors and stuff. And like you said, he builds his own trucks, tunes them, works on them with his dad. It's a great dynamic, and we were almost an exact blueprint of this program.
Well, Todd, here we go. Kyle Greaves going to be coming to that checkered flag. He is not anything new in his book there for the win here in Elk River, Minnesota. Johnny Holter not going to finish second after he spun out with one lap to go. That'll be Mason Prater, and Holter will come in third.
Yeah, Parrish, good job to rally for fourth, like Todd, you said. Collected himself. Part of the maturation process of a young driver.
Yeah, no, it was impressive. He did a great job, and Greaves, he's always has a smile on his face. That's what's so cool about him. Kyle's just a cool guy, and him and I joke around all the time when we're out here at the track, but great for, Mason and just to come back from that.
Yeah, definitely a great drive by Kyle Greaves and KGB Customs. And Todd,
He most certainly is, and back on top. But let's start out with our third place finisher, Johnny Holter. Johnny, you were absolutely going for broke there. What's going through your mind at this point?
Yeah, I knew the first half of the race wasn't being good to be with us, but we were set up for the end of the race, and I got into second, but made a mistake on the last lap and allowed Mason to get by me. And it happens, it's racing, but I'm just happy to be up here.
Who would you like to thank?
My whole crew. They work so hard every weekend. Jesse, Buck, Deegan, Jackson, Matt, Louie, my parents, my grandma and grandpa, HBI, Renard's Cheese, Method, Maxis, Rugged Radios, Dynamic Motorsports, Super Clean, and anyone else I forgot. Thank you.
Johnny Holter in third. Mason Prater, there were a few moments out there you had to be so quick and so reactive. Tell me more about those.
It was a crazy race. I felt fast in the first half. Feel like I maybe had something for Kyle, but I messed up on the start. Had a kind of lacked a little bit, and I fell back to fourth. And I knew I just had to put my head down and focus, but I ran out of tear off, so I was trying to multitask with wiping the visor and racing at the same time. But I just put my head down, kept focused, and it got me here.
A 3 and a 2, a great weekend for you, my friend. Who would you like to thank?
Yeah, it was a great weekend. I can't thank my mom and my dad enough. They're the reason I'm here. RBM, Bill Stein, General Tire, FK Rod Ends, Lucas Oil, PPG, and a happy birthday to my sister Emily and anybody else I forgot to help me get here. Thank you.
Mason Prater in second here today in Pro Light. and Kyle Dreves back on top, our points leader. Man, this truck was hooked up as this track started to rut up. What are the emotions right now?
I'm just super happy to be back on top. You know, we had a lot of determination from yesterday ending the streak, but my crew put their heads down and we got the setup back to where it needed to be, and I was able to qualify, pull a 0 for once, and run wire to wire, and that's a heck of a feeling. We can go home, do some testing, get ready for Crandon, and see if we can't run with those boys out there. But I really got to thank KGB Customs, General Tire, Ultra Wheel, Aaron Precision, my mom, dad, Isaac, the whole Winter Motorsports crew, Fab Tech, Race Class, Dynamic Motorsports, ATD Charlie, Yukon Cottages, everybody that gives me a hand, I really appreciate it.
Turning fuel into fire, this is Kyle Dreves taking home the win here in Pro Light.
42, he's from Wilson, Michigan. It's Kyle Kleiman. Starting 5th from Odessa, Texas, the number 25 is Cody Gill. Starting in the 6th spot, that truck is the number 67. It belongs to Corey Winter, being driven by Mark Peterson. The number 43 is Bob Brand. Number 47 is Justin Shore. And rounding out the 9-truck field, number 23 is Kevin Hanegraaff.
That is your starting lineup. Watch as the green flag flies here in round number 6 for Pro 2. Ryan Beat not wasting any time in that Bilstein Shock Lucas Oil ride.
Good jump for Beat starting on the pole here in round number 6 as they go up and over the hill toward our back section, that left-hand hairpin turn.
Already look at Kyle Kleiman. Had a chance to talk to him earlier today. He was ready for the race. He pushes really, really wide as Keegan Kincaid gets roosted by Ryan Beat as they go through the split lane, Shane. So already you see the track is in good shape, but watch, 3-4 laps in, there's really going to start to be some ruts.
Absolutely, it's going to get quite a bit rougher. Kleiman there at the last second moved over in front of Mickey Thomas going through the rhythm section, and he will hold on to 3rd. That's the battle for 3rd, Kleiman and Thomas as they head towards Ziegler Cat Hill.
Here comes Kyle Kleiman trying to hunt down our front 2 of Keegan Kincaid. The Vision wheel back forward is trying to hunt down Ryan Beat. There's Mickey Thomas, like you said, Shane. He's in that 44.
Yeah, Thomas had some. He did, and he had some really bad luck yesterday. So looking to rebound today, trying to give chase to Keegan Kincaid, Ryan Beat, and Kyle Kleiman. But back out front, Keegan going to the inside of Ryan Beat. Nothing doing there as Beat's going to hold the point as they head into the split lane.
Oh, already look at it. Looks like Brand's in pit lane, Shane. That is a tough pit stop this early in the race, but maybe he can stay on the lead lap. As we look, here comes Keegan Kincaid and Kyle Kleiman. Kleiman going the long way around and making that pass stick.
Good run by both of those drivers as they headed up the Cooper Tires Flyway.
Wow, he did a nice slide job. Watch, I was looking at Kyle Kleiman in practice. He was really hitting that Ziegler Cat turn perfect. He qualified 2nd behind Mickey Thomas. Now he's still trying to hunt down Ryan Beat.
Yeah, Beat finally putting it all together here. Look at that battle for 2nd, though, between our top 2 in points. Kleiman holding off Kincaid as they go through turn 1.
Ryan Beat still out front. Kleiman almost flat landing that drop-off jump, backing it in like a Pro 4. Look at him just dancing that front wheel. I always like to say it looks like a sprint car. That steering rack's just going back and forth. That's how comfortable he is in that truck.
Absolutely a lot of finesse out of Kyle Kleiman right now dealing with this track here at ERX.
Looked like Mickey Thomas might have got all crossed up through that rhythm section. As we look back up towards the front, Kyle Kleiman is definitely reeling in our leader.
Kleiman going to work up Ziegler Cat Hill, trying to reel in Ryan Beat.
Kyle Kleiman coming by what will be the finish line. Look at Ryan Beat. Can't say enough about that kid. Past Pro Light champion with Bilstein Shocks and Lucas Oil on board. Kleiman towards the back of this beautiful facility here. General Tires are definitely doing their job.
Absolutely good tire war going on right now as well. General Tire out front, then it's Kenda, and then Cooper all in the top 3. So DOT tires on display here in round number 6.
That's what's so cool about these tires. I don't care if they're General. I don't care if it's Kenda tires. You can go to your local store and buy these same tires. Put them on your Jeep. Put them on your pickup. That's what's so cool. It keeps this competition so close.
Battle for 3rd heating up now as Thomas has closed the gap on Kincaid. Kincaid finished 3rd in yesterday's round 5 race.
Beat, Kleiman, Kincaid, Mickey Thomas still your top 4 here in Pro 2. Remember, this is round number 6. We will have a mandatory competition caution at the halfway point. Right now, Ryan Beat has set a pretty good pace, Shane.
Yeah, he's very comfortable out front. A lot of fast guys behind him, though, in Kleiman, Kincaid, and Thomas. But Ryan Beat putting it all together after some bad luck here in rounds 1 and 2 and struggled a bit yesterday. Still found his way up onto the podium.
Keegan Kincaid, Pro 2 champion from last season, trying to reel back in Kyle Kleiman and Ryan Beat. Look at that track, just starting to come apart.
Yeah, you can see that sand section really getting rutted up now, so something else to keep an eye on as we see Mickey Thomas cross over and try the inside around Talladega turn.
Yeah, Thomas, remember, he was quick qualifying there in the Mystic Loop truck, trying to reel in our leaders, but right now just trying to get by Kincaid in that Vision wheelback ride. Just coming through Ziegler Cat turn into K corner. Look at how that track's starting to develop. You're starting to get a nice cushion and starting to fade up against that wall.
5 laps in the books here. That'll be 9 laps to go as we're doing 14 laps in Pro 2 today. Ryan Beat just under 2 seconds ahead of Kleiman. Battle for third still raging on as we go to the hairpin corner.
Oh, looking inside. Yeah, look at that. He used that inside burn, put that left wheel on it, and he might have lost a little bit of ground on Keegan. Keegan gets all crossed up. Watch out for those tractor tires, Keegan.
Here comes Thomas charging to the inside and Talladega turn side by side. Thomas bouncing through that rougher inside line. Kincaid has the better run, and he'll hold on for third for now.
Kincaid coming through Ziegler Cat turn again. Trying to get a good run. There's Kleiman at the top of your screen. Opened up about a 5-6 car length lead over Kincaid. As right there, Keegan, he made another mistake, Shane. He pushed a little wide going underneath the finish line. Now he's going to set it down in that valley, so it'll be interesting. Here comes
Look at Thomas pinch the truck sideways. Great run up the inside of Kincaid. Now Thomas is going to be on the outside of the hairpin. Let's see if they try to outbrake one another.
Yeah, look at Kincaid. That is in parallel. Look at that. They're in sync. They didn't touch. They just gave each other a little bit of room. And now we'll see. Remember, Keegan, he went to that outside last time, so Mickey Thomas, he's going to try it out.
Here we go. We'll see if Thomas decides to cross over. Once again, this time Thomas is going to stand pat on that outside line.
Look at the roost from Keegan Kincaid. Those Cooper tires just throwing the roost inside of the cab of Mickey Thomas.
Thomas looking for a run here as they go up Ziegler Cat turn. Nothing doing here as Keegan Kincaid is playing perfect defense right now on Mickey Thomas.
And here we go. Ryan Beat comes across the flag for the mandatory competition. Caution, the red and yellow flag means we're at the halfway point right there. The Cannon Tire ride of Kyle Kleiman. He's been bad fast, but look at Ryan Beat laying down a 55.949, and then you look at Kyle Kleiman, he's running a 56.259, so a little bit of difference, but now we get another restart.
Absolutely,
it's all over.
yes.
That gap is gone.
Yeah, all that hard work for Beat washed away now at this mandatory yellow. Beat, Kleiman, Kincaid, Thomas, and Cody Gill, your top 5 at halfway.
Ryan Beat, man, I talked about him a lot. He really had some issues with that steering box and that in the steering rack throughout the beginning parts of this year. But right now we're going to throw it down to Haley Shanley. What do you have for us, Haley?
Short course off-road drivers may tell you that Southwick is to outdoor motocross like ERX is to short course off-road racing. They say that Southwick is the world's fastest sandbox. Sound a little familiar? Well, this track here in Pro 2 yesterday, it developed so much from the start to the finish of Pro 2. Knowing that the track had so much character by the end, I asked Kyle Kleiman, yesterday's winner, I said, Kyle, how was that? He smiled and he said, man, that was fun. So what we're seeing again today, like I said, the track did not develop too much character when the side-by-sides were out, but now that Pro Lights have been out and we're halfway through Pro 2, she started to develop some character in the corners. So watch more of that as the circuits wind down here in Pro 2.
All right, thank you very much, Haley. And yeah, we have talked about it a lot this weekend. This track changes so much lap over lap. As we take a look at our leaders, Beat, Kleiman, Kincaid, Thomas, and Gill. I got to give a shout out to Cody Gill. He's having a really great weekend. Took 4th yesterday, 5th today. Zane Roberts and all the guys back there in the Stealth Motorsports tent really putting in a lot of work. As you mentioned, before this race started, they brought in Ricky Johnson and Luke Johnson to help out with the program, so really committed to moving forward in Pro 2.
Yeah, for sure. And anytime you're bringing those kind of names into your program, you want to win. So good job by Gil. As we're going to go back to the green flag, the halfway point is set. Here comes Kyle Kleiman on the restart. Going to try to hunt down our leader of Ryan Beat. Here comes Thomas and Kincaid.
Kincaid and Kleiman were bumper to bumper as they went through turn number 1. Look at Kincaid, those Cooper tires trying to set up on the outside, trying to find that cushion.
Yeah,
went side by side for a moment.
Did you see that, Shane? Kyle Kleiman, he had a hard time rotating in that 180. Here comes Mickey Thomas. Thomas trying to make room around Kyle Kleiman.
Trying to go side by side as they were in one lane in the split lane. Thomas nowhere to go.
Yeah, right there, it just pinches you off. So Kyle Kleiman, he had the preferred line, so Thomas ran out of room. Here comes Keegan Kincaid. He flies by Thomas.
Thomas with a great run on the outside as they go up towards Ziegler Cat Turn at the top of the hill.
Wow, Mickey Thomas showing a lot of speed. Here comes Keegan Kincaid back to that inside. Remember, Thomas, he's on the cushion there. Keegan, he was down in that blue roof, so it kind of slipped him out.
Yeah, Mickey Thomas wrestles third place away from Keegan Kincaid here.
Keegan Kincaid still running in that fourth place spot, just bonsaiing off that back jump. There is Ryan Beat, Kyle Kleiman. You see Kyle Kleiman, he cleaned that up a little bit. He got that truck to rotate when he's out in free air. He loves to rotate it like a Pro 4.
Now we see Mickey Thomas go to work trying to catch Kleiman. Looks like Thomas is going to cross over to the outside and follow Kleiman around the outside of Talladega Turn.
Wow, Ryan Beat is just trying to check out on this field. Look at the air time coming out of Kyle Kleiman, landing past 150 feet off the Cooper Tire flyaway as we go into the K corner, Shane. I don't know if there's going to be enough time. We look at our charts, it says that we're 8, now 9 laps out of 14. Beat just keeps opening up that gap. And remember, if you're Mickey Thomas and Kyle Kleiman, you're doing all that battle, you're not moving forward.
Absolutely. Those two guys battling are doing Ryan Beat a huge favor right now as he's got clean air and no pressure behind him. Kleiman still feeling some heat here from Thomas.
Yeah, he just keeps screwing up that turn, and I guarantee he keeps kicking himself in the butt like going, man, come on, let's just get it perfect, and I can move forward. As Thomas now coming through the Fox Shocks rhythm section on the outside.
Both of those drivers diving down into Talladega Turn. Thomas will try to get a run up the outside of the Cooper Tires flyway. Top 4 sort of spread out here, and the top 4 have checked out from the rest of this field as we're riding alongside with Mickey Thomas as he goes down the Ziegler Catapult into the K corner.
Look at that drone shot footage once again all weekend long. We're getting the best shots in the business here. That is Kyle Kleiman in that 42. Back up front, that General Tire Bilstein shock ride of Ryan Beat. He looks really smooth. He's a multi-time Pro Line champion. I knew when he got into the Pro 2 class, it wasn't going to take long to figure it out. It was more, let's figure out the brand new truck that they built last season.
Yeah, he's really putting it all together. Like we said, Brendan, the opening rounds here at ERX, the ERX Off-Road National 5 weeks ago, Beat really struggled, had some steering problems like you mentioned. Right now, definitely no problems at all because he is running away with this round 6 race.
Yeah, definitely. He's really earned this one this afternoon. We'll see if he can keep it together. There is a good look at Kyle Kleiman. And remember, that number 44 Mystic Luke truck of Mickey Thomas, he was fast qualifier today. So that just shows you how much more that Ryan Beat went back and did his homework. He said he got, I watched on social media, he said he got stuck behind a couple slower trucks and then got some free air, so he didn't feel like he got that lap time that he wanted to in.
Thomas throwing it in hard on Kleiman in the 180 as they head back toward the split lane. Thomas again clips that inside dirt berm and it's slowing him down a little bit. He's got to clean that up.
Yeah, definitely. And look at the run starting to develop. Kyle Kleiman crossing over. He just barely hit that tractor tire, so pay attention. That right rear just glanced across that tractor tire, like I said, and he's just bonsaiing that tire ride.
Going for broke. It's going to be 2 laps to go when Ryan Beat crosses the finish line this time. Mickey Thomas still about 2 truck lengths behind Kleiman.
Yeah, Kleiman there. He's still running out front of Thomas. This is the battle on the track. Nowhere to be found is Ryan Ryan Beat. He has about 14, 15 car lengths, as you see him just going out of our screen on these second and place and third place drivers.
A lot of roost going into the cab of that number 44 Mystic Lubricants truck of Thomas.
There we go. That's a perfect corner for Kyle Kleiman right there.
Again, Thomas just clipping that inside dirt berm.
Yeah, he is. Look at that. The ruts are really starting to develop. I can't imagine coming up in that Pro 4 race how tore up this track will get.
Run up the inside here by Thomas. They were side by side on exit of Talladega turn, but Kleiman had the slightly better run up the hill.
Wow, Kyle Kleiman keeps airing out that Cannon tire ride.
Oh, they're hooked.
Oh, Thomas! We'll have to wait and see. It looks like Kleiman got a little help from Mickey Thomas. He is not going to be one happy camper this afternoon.
White flag is out for Ryan Beat. I think it looked like they just got hooked a little bit, Brent, but for now, Thomas up into second place.
Well, Kyle Kleiman, you watch him throughout this weekend. He loved to rotate that truck early going into that turn. That Ziegler Cat turn is really tricky, and he kind of got caught up with Mickey Thomas, so we'll have to wait and see what our officials say about that pass.
Thomas all alone in second now. Keegan Kincaid inherits third place.
White flag out, like Shane said. That Bilstein shock ride, those things are really absorbing this tough layout here in Elk River, Minnesota at ERX Motor Park. One more time, Shane, he's going to come through Ziegler Cat turn.
Down the catapult, big lead here for Ryan Beat, finally putting it all together. Final time through the K corner. Checkered flag is out. Ryan Beat is your winner in round 6 in Pro 2.
Ryan Beat, a big win here in Elk River, Minnesota. Second on our charts will be Mickey Thomas. Third will go to Keegan Kincaid. And then Kyle Kleiman, going to be pretty bummed, going to come in the 4th spot.
Yeah, a little bit of drama there in the closing laps of that one. It's kind of what we expected with such close competition in this Pro 2 field. As we take a look at our results, it was Beat, Thomas, Kincaid, and Kleiman. Unfortunate for Kleiman, what a great run he had going. And
no shortage of drama indeed. Always a contender for the front of the pack, Keegan Kincaid. Keegan, there were some position changes out there for you among second and third. What was the biggest obstacle you were faced with in round 6?
Yeah, I'd have to say power steering. And, we had nothing for him today. And with power steering problems, you're already one step down. And so I was just survival mode and trying to be consistent. And I knew these guys were battling hard, and they gave me an opportunity, and I took it. And so it was a great results for what we had for a truck. And we got to go back to the drawing board and figure this out before we can be back on top. So, but I got to thank Vision Wheel, Cooper Tire. These things were hooked up, just too hooked up where I couldn't even steer. But I got to give it up to my whole team. They've been working their butt offs, and it's just disappointing when you get out there and you don't get a top-notch truck, to get out there and compete with these guys. So hopefully we can get it figured out and be ready to go in Crandon. So
a great run, all things considered. Keegan Kincaid in third. Mickey Thomas, our number 1 qualifier. That first half towards the end there, you were eating the roost of Keegan Kincaid. What clicked there around the competition yellow between you and your spotter when you're like, no more?
Yeah, it was definitely a sandy track, and that roost was tough, but everybody was just so fast, and I was just trying to kind of pick apart their driving, find which lines were working, and I think on the second half of the race, the track kind of came to me, and, I figured out which split lane to take, and, from there, got by Keegan, and then me and Kleiman got tangled up. Definitely not my intent to run anybody dirty, but, it's a racing incident. So super happy with the turnaround we had this weekend. We had a big rollover yesterday. Crew did a great job getting the truck back together. So super stoked. Crew did a great job. Sponsors, Mystic Lubricants, Maxxis Tires, Stovall, K-Rain. Thank you everybody for coming out here and supporting us. And thanks.
Mickey Thomas in second here for Pro 2. Ryan Beat finally putting all of the pieces together. Towards the end there, you were upwards of 14, 15 truck lengths ahead. You said earlier today that your qualifying results, they did not exactly show the speed that you knew you had today.
Yeah, man, I was really frustrated after qualifying because obviously I want to qualify up front with these guys. And we were pretty far off pace-wise after qualifying, so had to kind of throw the book at it. We had to go back and regroup and figure out what was missing. But I got to say, man, my team is so awesome. My Pro Light drivers did great this weekend, so I'm really excited for them. But we wouldn't be out here without Bill Stein, Lucas Oil, General Tire, Vision Wheels, Steal It, Ram Mounts, PPG, and most importantly, the great place of ERX and all of you great fans. So thank you for coming out, and look forward to being back.
Congratulations, Ryan Beat. He's your winner here for Pro 2.
Number 15 of Andrew Carlson from Swamico, Wisconsin. The number 33, yesterday's winner, CJ Greaves. Alongside of CJ from Alabama, the number 99, Ford of Kyle LeDuc.
Starting in row number 3 from Swamico, Wisconsin, another one of those Monster Energy Toyotas. Number 22 is Johnny Greaves. Number 11 from San Diego, California, the Maxxis Tires ride is Adrian Cheney. From Millersport, Ohio, driving the Can-Am number 91, it's Kyle Cheney. From Thornville, Ohio, the rival Can-Am XPS truck number 26 is Scotty Lawrence. And rounding out your field today, the number 43 from Buffalo Lake, Minnesota, the S&S trucking machine of Paul Schleter.
Row 4 coming up towards the green flag shade. Andrew Carlson, Jimmy Henderson. Watch as they come around that K-corner bend. Who's going to take off first? It looks like Jimmy Henderson does. Here comes Andrew Carlson on the outside.
Yeah, and right away, CJ Greaves trying to get position on Kyle LeDuc and get in front of him. So we'll keep an eye on that rivalry that may be developing as Carlson goes to the inside of Henderson. Carlson is going to take over the lead here in round number 6.
Yeah, definitely a little blow from Johnny Greaves to the back of Kyle LeDuc coming out of that 180. Going through the rhythm section. Really need to dial in your Fox shocks to get through there. Going into Talladega turn chain, and that Cooper Tires flyaway, man, they launch off that thing.
Absolutely, pushing 200 feet that time was our leader, Andrew Carlson. First time up Ziegler Cat Hill. Henderson having some problems. He's going to force LeDuc out to the outside.
Yeah, Henderson making that truck really, really wide right there, and he shoves Kyle LeDuc into the K-rail, trying to make that truck as wide as possible. Sometimes it works.
Early trouble there for Kyle LeDuc as he got sent out into the K-rail. Looks like the truck is back up to full speed. Meanwhile, we're back out front. Carlson in that Yokohama Tires truck in control over CJ Greaves.
CJ Greaves now running through that split lane, catching one of those ruts, going into the Fox Shocks rhythm section, coming close to those tractor tires, running that whole outside line.
Greaves washed out a little bit there, so Carlson able to stretch his legs here. Meanwhile, taking a look back, Kyle LeDuc all the way back in 6th place right now. Remember, he guaranteed a win when he was on the podium yesterday.
For sure, going on board with CJ Greaves. Now Johnny Greaves working his way up through the field, now running in 3rd. That is his son, CJ, just cresting that hill. Jimmy Henderson now, also Cheney coming through the picture.
It's Andrew Carlson, your hometown boy, Elk River. He's running out front. CJ Greaves giving some chase here, and you can see that back corner very slick. Greaves is having some trouble here in the early going with traction.
Yeah, definitely. Here comes Carlson once again. He's going through that rhythm section, trying to carry his speed. Man, CJ, he crossed over way early. As you look at our race leader, Andrew Carlson, this is hometown track, like you said, Shane. He really is trying to check out on this field.
Smooth sailing out front for Carlson. Got to the front early on. He started on the front row next to Henderson, who has fallen back a little bit. Another lap in the books. We have 11 laps still to go, so a long way to go in this one. We're taking a look now at Kyle LeDuc.
Remember,
he is pulled up to the back bumper of Henderson and goes to the inside.
Yeah, remember, look at that. Henderson made some contact with Kyle LeDuc, pushing him into that K-rail on the K-turn. So Kyle doing it the right way, going by him, not touching the fender. The clean way around, his eyes are set on our top 3 Greaves. Both the Greaves, Johnny and CJ and Andrew Carlson up front.
Kyle LeDuc absolutely running on the bare edge of everything, the razor's edge of control here, trying to make up some time.
Yeah, definitely. He just missed that tractor tire, so he has to be patient. As much as you want to charge hard in the front, you got to remember
absolutely closing the gap right now on Johnny Greaves as they head back toward the 180 hairpin. We'll see what this margin looks like as Johnny Greaves backs it into that corner, and Kyle LeDuc only about 3 car lengths behind Johnny Greaves now. Into the split lane they go, all drivers going to the left side of the split lane.
Wow, look at Kyle LeDuc. He is reeling them in just slowly, lap after lap. Look at the 99 Monster Energy Toyo Tire back right, just digging in this dirt.
Yeah, he's focused squarely now on the back bumper. Look at him, he's catching inside berms on some of these corners.
Well, what he's doing, he's trying everything. He wants to win, just like the Greaves. They're paid to win. Monster Energy, this is a battle. They don't want each other to take one another out. But at the same time, if you're in the Greaves camp, you don't want LeDuc to win.
Yeah.
If you're in the LeDuc camp, you don't want the Greaves to win.
And this is the exact rivalry we hoped for when we found out in the offseason that Kyle LeDuc was coming back to race with us here in the Midwest. As we see, we've got a battle for third. LeDuc looks to the inside of Greaves. Johnny able to slam the door. They'll both go to the left lane again through the first split lane.
If you remember right, yesterday Kyle LeDuc was talking about how that inside lane might be a little bit faster in different parts of this race. Man, he's bonsaiing into that berm. Now they're side by side. Greaves kind of gave a little kick.
Little bit of contact between the two of them. LeDuc will settle in behind Johnny Greaves once again as they go up Ziegler Cat Hill.
Kyle LeDuc running that inside. Johnny Greaves still fast enough to stay ahead of Kyle LeDuc in that number 99. Such a cool drone shot, Shane, once again going by what will be the finish line.
LeDuc setting up inside on turn 1. Not going to happen there as he wasn't quite close enough to Johnny Greaves, but still about 1 car length between those two as they go down towards that left-hander.
Look at Kyle LeDuc trying to back it in. Johnny Greaves, no harm, no foul right there. Johnny over-rotated. That was nothing harm by Kyle LeDuc, so we'll have to see. But Kyle, he lost a little time. He had to check up.
Yeah, and Kyle went to the outside in the split lane. That's the first time we've seen him run there all race. As Johnny again pushed a little bit wide and overcorrected. They're side by side. They make contact in the air over the flyway.
Yeah, Kyle, he's trying to get around Johnny. You can definitely tell he's faster. Look at that outside-inside move by Kyle LeDuc.
Side by side as they go into K-corner, and Kyle LeDuc, right as our mid-race caution comes out. Well, they're side by side. We'll have to wait for the scoring ruling on that.
Johnny Greaves not making it easy for Kyle LeDuc to come through, but I think Kyle was ahead just by a little bit on Johnny Greaves as they went underneath that start-finish line.
Yeah, look at that. Less than 1/10 of a second separated those two at the line, but it was LeDuc that crossed the line third. So here we have it. This sets up the battle for the second half. We have Carlson out front, but Kyle LeDuc has caught up to CJ Greaves, so any leftover feelings from yesterday, we're going to see it all get left out on the track now.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch. You have Andrew Carlson. He's been bad fast. Remember, he's in one of Kyle LeDuc's former championship trucks, so this is going to get real here in this second half. And Haley, what do you have for us?
You are very right about that, Brent. It is about to get very real here in the second half. In that first half, a spotter is in a driver's ear, that leader, typically telling them to keep calm, breathe while they're in that lead here. But as we embark on the second half, it's time to crank it up. As you know, in the Pro 4 classes, as history has shown in 2020 in Pro 4, you need to expect the unexpected because anything can happen. So Andrew, of course, he's starting out front once again here on the competition yellow. He's going to really need to turn up the heat here as we embark on the second half.
Thank you very much, Haley. And man, we can't say enough about the Yokohama tire number 15 of Andrew Carlson. He's won in Pro Light here at his hometown track. He's put together a good race program, and now he finds himself out in front of the best in the world.
Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't get to talk about him a whole lot in that first half, but my goodness, Carlson absolutely ran a flawless first half of that race. All the action was going on behind him. He was just cruising out front.
Yeah, definitely cruising, and you said it perfect. We didn't have time to talk about him. We were watching Johnny and Kyle LeDuc go back and forth at it, but he was checked down on the field. It might be a different story this second half. Here we go.
Back underway here around 6-7 laps to go here in Pro 4. Carlson leads the pack of dogs down into turn number 1. Everybody holding their spot for now.
Watch as they come into this 180. Watch how these Pro 4s, they'll just back it in. Kyle LeDuc's already rotated. CJ, he really didn't want to do that. push a little bit.
Carlson ran the best line of them all through that left-hand hairpin, so he's going to stretch his lead back out a little bit.
Man,
as Greaves and Leduc are bumper to bumper as they exit the split lane, both going to the inside.
So crazy how they're going through those split lanes. The trucks are just going back and forth, trying to keep it straight as Kyle Leduc, he's trying to square away this turn. Watch this, Shane. Watch how he goes outside. He'll try to dive inside. He does. About a line off of CJ Greaves.
That's the same way that he ran that corner to get around Johnny Greaves as Carlson continues now to stretch his lead just a little bit over Greaves and Ledoux.
Yeah, the wish and hope for Carlson. He wants CJ Greaves in the battle because he could just check out on this field like he did in the first half. So Kyle Leduc now looks like one of those doors are going to fall off. It's just fiberglass. Remember, it's replaceable. We're talking about the frame and everything. It's very structural build. So as we go on board with that drone view, Kyle's all crossed up.
Yeah, CJ also made a mistake down in turn one, though, so both of these guys kind of trading mistakes at this point. We'll see what kind of run Kyle Leduc can get as they come down the Cooper Tires Flyway.
Andrew Carlson landed on the back bumper off that Cooper Tires Flyway. Just hard on the loud pedal. Here comes Leduc again. About 2-3 car lengths behind CJ Greaves. We go back up front again with Carlson. He's been so smooth.
Yeah, but now he's feeling a lot of pressure all of a sudden from CJ Greaves as that gap closed in a hurry, Brent.
Yeah, this track is starting to come apart. What better way to run through it is with a Pro 4. They try to straddle those big holes. Look at this. Side by side is CJ Greaves and Andrew Carlson. Carlson stays at the bottom.
Yeah, we've got a full-fledged race for the lead here as they come out of the split lane. Carlson and Greaves both got crossed up.
Wow, as these laps wind down, Shane, that track's just going to keep getting worse. It's going to be who can get to the finish line first in this tough layout.
Greaves continues to work on Carlson as they go up Ziegler Cat turn.
And if you're Leduc, you're trying to move forward. You're trying to hunt these guys down, but yet, if you get too close and they make a mistake and tangle, you don't want to be in that tangle.
Absolutely. It might pay dividends right now for Kyle Leduc to be a little bit more patient. Let these two guys duke it out by themselves.
Andrew Carlson, Elk River, Minnesota. This is his hometown track here at ERX Motor Park. He's come a long way in this Pro 4 class in a short period of time. Oh, looks like CJ Greaves, he stubbed it. CJ Greaves stubbed the motor, maybe missed a shift in that 180.
Brent, I'm looking at something else. If my eyes didn't fool me there, Carlson has a flat right rear, so here comes Kyle Leduc, more contact with CJ Greaves.
Wow, CJ came in there all hot and heavy, just gave Kyle a little love tap, so this is going to come down to the wire once again.
Heartbreaking for Carlson to be so dominant, as it looks like Leduc pushed wide. Now he's got to overcorrect here. Greaves is going to go underneath for the lead.
Yeah, I don't know. Something might have happened to Kyle Leduc. He kind of over-rotated, gives the lead back to CJ Greaves.
3 laps to go here in round 6 Pro 4. Leduc with a great charge down into turn 1. More contact, door-to-door contact, side by side as they go up the hill.
And you might think that these guys keep hitting each other, but this track is all tore up. Look at the fiberglass coming out of Kyle Leduc. I think maybe his front wheel drive is gone.
Kyle Leduc has a flat left front tire, Brent.
Oh, he does. You're right, Shane. Good call. A flat left front tire for Kyle Leduc. So all this beating and banging throughout this Pro 4 race has definitely paid dividend on Kyle Leduc. He's definitely slowing down. He don't want to rip it off the beadlock. He's in this for a points race, so he wants to try to salvage second place as Panthers are just flying off of that 4.
Yeah, absolutely. At this point, Kyle Leduc's just got to try to keep it together. Yeah, pushed it just a little bit too hard. I mean, he's still going for broke here, but he's going to have such a hard time in all these right-hand corners around this track. So at this point, Kyle Leduc just trying to hold it together and hope that Adrian Cheney, who's in third now, can't make up that ground.
Man, look at that tire. It is on the inner liners, barely holding on. As Andrew Carlson, tough break for Carlson, man. He showed so much speed. Look at that. Nerf bar is tore right off of CJ Greaves. Remember, if that gets caught onto the tire, that can rip that tire apart, and it might still be in the hands of Kyle Leduc.
I'd go out on a limb here and say that that broken piece of metal hanging off the side of CJ Greaves' truck is exactly what gave Kyle Leduc that flat tire. As we are coming to the white flag lap, Brent, 1 lap to go here LeDuc still absolutely going for broke with a flat tire.
Man, this track has become just all torn up. These trucks, it looks like they've all been through a war.
Yeah, LeDuc just having an impossible time trying to turn that truck in those right-hand corners.
That moves Adrian Cheney, the wild man, number 11, in the third place position. So a good run for Adrian Cheney as we look at CJ Greaves, that red plate number 33. Last year's Pro 4 champion trying to wiggle his way to the checkered flag.
About half a lap to go now for CJ Greaves. Really no pressure from behind. There's LeDuc. Body panels flying everywhere. He's got a flat tire, still absolutely laying it out here.
Yeah, you never know. You never stop trying to get to that front, but it's all going to be CJ Greaves coming through Ziegler Cat turn, diving down in the K corner. Gonna take the win this afternoon, the 33 of Greaves. Behind him, LeDuc will salvage a second place position.
And Adrian Cheney, a good run for him. His first podium finish here in 2020 will be third. Tell you what, when we set this race up, Rick, we thought it was going to be that battle between CJ and Carlson and Kyle LeDuc, and that's what we got. All three of those guys ran up near the front at different times.
Yeah, you can only beat and bang on one another so many times before something like that'll happen. Man, what a race for Andrew Carlson. It was his to lose, Shane. He was so fast.
Yeah, it looked like he was putting this Pro 4 field on notice that he was a contender as well. Then got that flat. Looks like he decided to park it, but you see what's left of CJ Greaves' truck there as he's making his way back around to our podium.
It is an exciting one, let me tell you. Adrian Cheney, wild man. First time up on the podium here with Championship Off-Road, first time this season. You said just a few hours ago that you're still learning. You seem to have found something here today in round 6.
Yes, it's definitely getting better. One more race, and I think I'd be happy here. So I guess Crandon, maybe we can jump up a couple spots. Thanks everybody for coming out. Maxx's, King Sharks, K1, Race Gear, all the other sponsors, my crew, we've been working really hard. Thanks a lot. See you at Crandon.
Wild man, Adrian Cheney, we look forward to that. Kyle LeDuc finishing with what appeared to be a flat tire there towards the end. What was the thought process out there as you were absolutely going for broke, but knowing you were just trying to get this truck to finish the race?
I definitely want to start off by hats off to my team and my family, my wife Amber, my kids, Trad, the crew. Like, I destroyed that truck yesterday trying to win the thing, and we stayed up late, we worked late, we got up early, and we put it down today. And I felt like we were flying, you know, and we were going fast. We did all the work, got to the front, and I held it for like 100 yards. And I must have had a slow leak from contact with Johnny early because me and him just could not seem to get off each other. But good action. I hope everybody home, my mom, Jimbo and Lacey in Alabama hanging out, and just everybody, the fans mostly. Tuning in online is how we pay our bills and keep these sponsors on these trucks. So thank you, I appreciate it. And all these fans that are still here, that's racing, dude. That's Pro 4. That's why I came to the Midwest is to throw it down with more trucks. You know, there's more trucks here than out west, and I wanted to be here and battle. So it looks like we're going to battle for a while. We got a great points lead still, so I'm very excited for Crandon. We got some tricks.
He never fails to bring the excitement. This is Kyle LeDuc in second. CJ Greaves, you grabbed the lead with about 5 to go there. There was nothing shy of pure excitement there. Tell me, what was it like duking it out with Kyle today?
Yeah, you know, it was a great start. We were all going at it, and Andrew just checked out in the beginning. He was gone in the beginning, and I knew afterwards I had a couple sections that I was really struggling with. I think these ruts down here can about swallow a tire coming in there, and I was really struggling right there, and I was struggling after the split lane, so I knew at halfway we had to regroup. We had to figure something else out, and from there we just put our head down. We saw Andrew. I stalled it back there and accidentally collected Kyle with me, and then at the same time Andrew was broke, and then we all came into one lane here through the split lane, and we went off the jump, and I saw he had a flat coming in there right away, so I knew it was just going to be a matter of time and picking and choosing the line and just running our race after that. So that's what we did, and it's going to be fun at Crandon.
Who would you like to thank for this one?
All my crew, especially my dad. I don't know I know a lot of you guys know him, but that dude has more work ethic than anybody I know. He's there 7 days a week, whether it's working on my truck, his truck, or even Jimmy Henderson's truck. So he's out there day or night, on the weekend. He's committed. So if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be here. And all of our crew that goes along with that, Brad, Devin, all of our people that come for this weekend to help out, we couldn't do it without all them guys. And of course, Toyota Race Engines, all the guys at TRD, Monster Energy, Maxxis Tires, we're hooking up great all weekend, Vision Wheels, Fox Shocks, everyone that helps us out, we appreciate it, and we'll see you guys in Crandon.
Congratulations on the big win. That is CJ Greaves here in Pro 4, guys.